Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Food for Diabetes webinar. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you how you can reverse your diabetes in 2 natural ways without having to depend on medications. Okay. And waste money on products that do not work for you. So I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is not your first webinar. This is not your first diabetes masterclass. This is not the first time that you are having information, about diabetes. So the first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed, in the past at being at your best health, or if you have failed at managing your diabetes in the past, then it's not your fault because there is a lot of information out there, okay? And it can be confusing. Now, many times this information overload, you see stuff on Facebook, on YouTube, WhatsApp broadcasts, it can keep you from success because it's one new thing after another thing that doesn't work, okay? So if you have been concerned in the past that you can never get better or that you can never, stop depending on your medications, I want you to put all those fears to rest because you can do it, okay? You just need the right person to explain things to you, all right? The big corporations and pharmaceutical companies may want you to think that you need to solely depend on medications every single day, to make sure that you don't die from ailments like diabetes. But the truth of the matter is that diabetes is a very poorly understood ailment, okay? And that's what we want to treat today. We have to understand it well in order for us to figure out a good coping mechanism, okay? So if you've ever thought that, these corporations want you to remain sick, you are probably right because they don't benefit from you being well and active. They make billions selling these medications, okay, which will help you, it will relieve you in the short term, it will crash your blood sugar in the short term, but with consistent use, it weakens your immune system and it reduces your quality of life. And when it reduces your quality of life, you begin to seek options all over again. So the cycle never ends if you think about it, okay? So let's not even get started with, experts on social media that will mix up all manner of herbs and all solutions, without any scientific backup or clinical approval, to let you know that this product would actually meet your need. Some even go as far as coming up with fake testimonials, okay? So what's different with this webinar is that I want to teach you and I want you to unlearn and I want you to relearn. We are going to look at diabetes in a whole different way, during this webinar, okay? And I want to show you there are some key things that you have to know and there are some key things that you have to focus your energy on if you really want to manage your diabetes properly, okay? So that's what we are here for today. How can you make your life better? I know that many of you want to, grow old and see your children and your grandkids, live the life of their dreams. You want to stay here. You want to eat the fruits of your labor. You don't want your life to be cut short because of this ailment. All right. So let's get started. Let's get straight into it. Okay. So if at any point you cannot hear me, kindly let me know using the chat. Okay. I will keep the chats. I will be looking at the chats often. All right. So please let me know using the chats. And just so that it's only my voice that you are hearing, I have muted everybody, okay? So that you can only hear my voice, all right? I hope that it helps with the noise, all right? So why should you stick around? What are we going to learn today, okay? So today would mark a new day for your health and life. I would be explaining how your body works right now as a diabetic patient. It's not the same as a regular person, okay? I would also explain why your drugs are not the best way for you to manage your diabetes and what is the best way, okay? We are also going to discuss if diabetes has a cure because your doctor tells you it doesn't have a cure, but then you come online and you see that, people are talking about reversing diabetes. So who is right and who is wrong, okay? Does diabetes actually have a forever cure? Is it possible that, you can be done with this forever and, get off your medications? We are going to figure that out in this session. And I would also explain to you the most effective way to say goodbye to your diabetes. And I have a free gift for you. I actually have 2 free gifts for you at the end of this session, okay? All right, so in the next 90 minutes, well, we started at 5 minutes past 7, so 8:35, okay, which is 90 minutes from when we started. My goal is to get you to believe, first off, that diabetes is reversible, okay? And there are only 2 lifestyle practices that are key to unlocking a life free from diabetes, all right? So this session is not going to last past 8:35, okay? And I'm going to show you my framework that will make it very simple for you to achieve your results of managing your diabetes properly, okay? Or reversing your diabetes in the long run. So there are only 2 lifestyle practices that you must focus on in order to get your results, all right? Okay, so who am I? Who is the person speaking to you? I hope that you can all see me. My name is Rita Onyinyechukwumanafa. Okay. Now, in the past year, I have had an amazing chance to help a number of hypertensive, and I am beginning to add diabetic patients into my clientele. All right. Now, I am a wellness consultant, and I am also a medical student. Okay. So a few years ago, I came home and I met my hypertensive dad suffering a stroke. Okay, I was just 1 year into medical school, and I came home, and of course, they didn't want to tell me, while I was in school, so that I won't fail my exams, right? So I came home and I saw that my dad had suffered a stroke, and it was really confusing to me because he was on his medications every single day. Okay, and I have also lost my aunt due to diabetes as well. All right. So I had questions. Okay. One of the major questions I had was, why are your medications, if your medications are supposed to prevent something and it wasn't prevented? If you're hypertensive or you're diabetic and you're taking drugs, you're taking these drugs for a purpose. You're taking them for a reason. So why is it that somebody would be on drugs for 20 plus years every single day and they will still suffer the thing that the drug was supposed to prevent in the first place? Okay. So I have always wanted to be a doctor. All right. It's not something that's new to me. Ever since I was a little girl, this is the only thing I would say I find fulfillment in doing. So when I met my dad in that position, and after my aunt died, it was like a no-brainer. Okay. I don't want to wait until I get my license and until I get my degree before I then help my family. Okay, so that's how my journey really started. I simply began to research ways, natural, healthy practices that I can do to help my dad, because I know that he wouldn't have the time to make those research. Okay, so diseases like hypertension, diabetes, it's very common in my family. All right, so it's not new to me, and I know that it's not new to you as well. All right, so when I spoke to my dad, he told me that his drugs kept him tired, it kept him obese. Some of you, the reason why you're unable to lose weight is actually because of your medications, okay? And it also kept him immobile. Now, whilst I was helping my dad, recover from hypertension, I was like, okay, I need to share this with other people as well. And that was how I began to help other hypertensive patients. Of course, I got my certification as a wellness consultant, and I have begun to add diabetic patients into my list as well. And that's why you are all here, okay? So I figured that the mechanism of managing hypertension and diabetes is pretty simultaneous, all right? So this is simply my life's calling. And what I would do today is to share my findings and my research with you, okay? Including testimonies of other people who have been through this journey, okay, before you, all right? Okay, so just a quick checking. Are we ready? Because I will get into teaching mode now. Are we okay? Is everything fine? Are we together? Please let me know using the chat. Okay. All right. So there are some false beliefs that we have right now about diabetes. Okay. Now, false belief number 1, diabetes has no cure, and medications are the surest and only way to avoid death. Now, I want to ask you, do you believe that diabetes has no cure, and that the only way for you to prevent dying from this disease is for you to take your medications every single day? Can you please let me know? If you believe that there is no cure to this, you are stuck with diabetes for life. Oops, I'm sorry, my ring light fell. Let me just put it back up, okay? But please let me know in the chat, do you believe that diabetes has no cure? And do you believe that your medications are the surest way for you to to not die from diabetes? Okay, Franklin says it's a lifestyle thing and it is curable. Okay. Okay, does anyone else have anything to add? Oops. You can see me now. Okay. All right. Mr. Ita says, I think it's curable. Mr. Edwin says, I believe it has a cure. Well, that's good. I am happy that we believe that there is a cure to this. Okay, so there is a cure. Okay, there is a cure, and your medications alone, okay, would not help you get your life back on track. So have you ever asked yourself, why is it that your doctors tell you that there's no cure? Okay, now according to WebMD, okay, if you research, is there a cure to diabetes? The answer is no. WebMD will tell you that there is no cure to it. Now, if we research, what is the meaning of cure? To cure is to relieve a person of the symptoms of a disease, to heal or to restore to health, okay? That's what the dictionary says. Now, cure as a noun is a substance to relieve a person of the symptoms of a disease, okay? So you can see now that in the medical world, okay, this substance to relieve a person of the symptoms of a disease is actually your medications, okay? And to cure you is actually to relieve you of the symptoms of your diabetes. But when we say that we want a cure to diabetes, we don't want just symptom-free, right? We want to be done with it, and we want to be done with it forever, all right? Now, I'm going to tell you the honest truth, okay? I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen to me well. I will be honest with you, there is no cure to diabetes, okay? There is no substance pill, there is no herbal drink, there is no supplement, there is nothing that you say that you are going to take now, today, and that particular thing is going to wash your diabetes away. That particular pill, that particular tablet, that particular medication is going, that you would take it and it would, take diabetes away from you forever. It doesn't work like that, okay? So that's the reason why your doctor said there is no cure, because there is no substance, there is no pill, there is no herbal drink, there is no supplements, there is nothing that you are going to take today that will take your diabetes away forever. That is the honest, plain, and simple truth. And anybody that tells you otherwise is simply misleading you. Remember, I said that today we're going to unlearn and relearn a lot of things, okay? Now, why is it that there is no medication, there is no supplement, whatever it is? Why is it that there is nothing like that that can help us, get rid of diabetes? Now, the simple thing is, type 2 diabetes is not a disease per se, okay? Type 2 diabetes is a physiological adaptation. Now, I want you to know that your body is smart, and everything that your body does on purpose, okay? So your body always returns itself to homeostasis, except something makes it otherwise, all right? Now, I want you to imagine a bodybuilder, okay? If you go to the gym every single day and you lift weights, you put stress on your muscles, your body would respond by giving you even more muscle to withstand the pressure, right? Now, it's the reverse for somebody who is a couch potato, somebody who sits at home all day. What that person would build instead is fats, okay? The body is going to produce more adipose tissue that would accommodate the carbs and, all the junks that the person is eating so that the person can gain weight. So everything that your body does in response to something. If you have never been in a snowy environment and you travel, let's say you leave Nigeria and you go to Canada per se, and you experience snow for the very first time, it would feel like we're about to freeze to death. Meanwhile, for those who were born and live in Canada, they won't feel like they want to freeze to death because they have adapted to that kind of environment. All right. It's the same with, for those of you that are Christians, it's the same as the parable of the talents, okay, where the master gave 3 servants. He gave one 5 talents, he gave one 2, and he gave the other one 1. Okay, the person with 5 went and used his talents and got 5 more. The one with 2 went and used his talents and got 2 more. Meanwhile, the one who had 1 buried it and he didn't make anyone, in return. And even that 1 was taken away from him. So everything that your body does, if you do something, your body would sort of adapt to that thing and would help you adjust to it. Okay. If you like eba so much and you begin to eat eba, let's say 6 swallows of eba. At first, it may not be quite easy, but you will get used to eating 6 swallows of eba. Okay. And at a point, you will just, gulp down eba like it's no man's business. Meanwhile, another person may look at you and tell you that you are crazy. How are you able to do that? It's simply because your body has adapted to that thing physiologically. And this is what diabetes is. It is not a disease. It's a physiological adaptation. It's an intelligent response to an unbalanced environment. That is simply diabetes. Your body is now trying to adapt to modern food, because if you think about it, our ancestors didn't suffer from high blood pressure and diabetes. Your body is responding to modern food that we have never seen before. High amounts of carbohydrates, high amounts of sugar, processed foods, also in amounts that we have never seen before. So you have given your body too much sugar and carbohydrates that your body doesn't know what to do with it anymore. So what your body does is that your body is trying to fight back in order to preserve your life. Believe it or not, diabetes is a condition where your body is trying to fight you in order to keep you alive. Okay, it is fighting back by releasing so much insulin, thereby putting you in a state of being a diabetic patient. Okay, and the only things your medications would do is to force your system, to crash your blood sugar. And as you cannot take a horse to this, you can take a horse to the river, but you can't force a horse to drink water, right? Likewise, you cannot force your blood sugar to crash whilst your body physiologically is not okay, and you expect not to suffer from the side effects of medications. So diabetes is simply a physiological adaptation, okay? And it is a late stage of insulin resistance. Diabetes simply means that your body does not process blood sugar as it used to, all right? Now, they did not give birth to you a diabetic patient, right? When your mom gave birth to you, you were not diabetic. So what happened? All right, now let's go back 20 years before we were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and before we were placed on medications. Now, I have a graph here. Now, my red bar represents blood glucose, okay? And my blue bar here represents insulin, all right? Insulin is a hormone that will package sugar out of the blood and give it to the cells, give it to the muscles, give it to the liver, okay? Now, in year 1, let's assume you eat your normal way. You eat the way your parents eat, in the morning, you eat bread and tea. In the afternoon, you eat eba, surely, as a Nigerian. And at night, you probably fry yam or you fry plantain. So year 1, everything is fine. You eat normally. Your body releases 5 blocks of insulin to tackle that, okay, the way you are eating. Now, 6 years down the line, 6 years go by. Nothing really changes in your diet, but because of the high amount of carbohydrates you are eating, in year 7, your body now needs 3 times as much insulin, okay, to manage bread in the morning, eba in the afternoon, and fried yam at night, okay? Just to manage it, your body now produces 3 times more insulin. So in year 7, your problems have actually started internally, okay? But you think that you are fine. Meanwhile, in year 7, your problems have actually started, but you think that you are fine, okay? You don't really notice it. At this point, you're probably in your 20s, you're living your best life, okay? Nothing really concerns you about your health. Now, in year 15, nothing really changes in your diet, okay? But internally, your body now needs 5 times as more insulin to manage just that bread in the morning, by the afternoon, and your fried yam in the evening, just to manage it. just to make sure that, there is no excess sugar in your blood and everything is moving fine within you, okay? 5 times as more than it would normally produce to handle your carbohydrates intake, okay? Now, in year 15, you are already a pre-diabetic patient. Your problems have worsened, but you still think that you are fine because you have no symptoms. It's not, you don't feel any symptoms, okay? You don't even check your blood sugar, until year 20, where your body now produces 10 times as much insulin to just manage it's not as if it's not as if anything changed in your diet, really. You are eating normal food according to you, right? But over the past 20 years, your carbohydrate levels have been so high and your body now needs 10 times as much insulin, okay, to simply keep that pattern of eating in check and make sure that your blood glucose doesn't go above normal. Now, I want you to know that your body controls blood glucose in such a tight way, because if your blood glucose is too low, it's a problem. If your blood glucose is too high, it's also a problem. So blood glucose is a very tightly controlled variable. All right. And in year 20, no matter how much insulin your body produces, it cannot still keep this red bar, the way it was in year 1. To such a point that you will now notice it that, okay, my blood glucose is actually increasing. There is no amount of insulin your body can produce anymore that would bring this blood glucose down. Okay. And the truth is, if you don't manage it, by the next time you eat food, you'd be dead. Okay, if your body does not produce this 10 times as much insulin, by the next time your breakfast tomorrow, you'd be dead. Okay, so in year 20, you are already now a full-blown diabetic patient, and you go to the clinic and they just pronounce you a diabetic patient, and you are wondering what went wrong. Okay, this is what went wrong. All right, so the simple thing is your body has stored enough. Put in plain and simple terms, your body has stored enough blood glucose to take you for the next 4 years. Your body has stored enough energy to take you for the next 4 years. Okay, so look at this analogy. When you go to pick your children from school and you pass by a restaurant, okay, and they tell you, mommy, daddy, buy ice cream, buy rice. You tell them that there's food at home. Right? That's what my parents told me when I was younger, that there's rice at home, there's food at home. It's the same thing with your body. You have enough glucose stored in your liver and in your cells, okay? Diabetes is simply insulin resistance. You can't put any more food into the table. You can't put any more food into the fridge because you have stored enough. Neither can you put any more food on the table. The table is like your daily, your day-to-day activities, okay? You don't need any more because your body has stored enough. You don't need to go to the fast food because there's food at home, okay? So the problem with our medications now is that they force your body to push in food into the fridge. They force your body to push in food on the table. Okay, that's what your medications do for you. They put more food into the fridge and on the table, and you must pay the price for that. That's why you have side effects of your medications, okay? And because, you are not meant to depend on medications as a human being, okay? And when you do depend on medications every day, it begins to cause the death of your organs, and overall, it will just decrease, your life's quality. All right. Now, as you can see here in this graph, we have two issues with diabetes. The first thing is, yes, the blood sugar. Okay. Like I said, it is very important that your blood sugar is normal, because if it's too high, it's a problem. If it's too low, it's also a problem. Now, there is also something deeper that we fail to realize, is that this insulin has gone out of control, right? You can see insulin is working 10 times as hard, and that is not good for your body, okay? We need to get everything back to normal. So what your medications do is that they help you with this blood glucose. They help you manage this red bar, which is good. It is very good, okay? Because that means that you are saving yourself now from things like microvessel disease, kidney failure, liver failure, getting blind, getting amputated, dealing with neuropathy, okay? Your blood glucose being managed is highly, highly important. And your medications help you to do that because your body can no longer do it on its own. No matter the amount of insulin, your body can no longer manage its own blood sugar. So your medications help you, which is very, very good. But there is a deeper problem. What happens to the insulin that is out of control? Okay, our medications do not focus on insulin resistance, okay, because our cells are not responding because they are maxed out. Okay, so the analogy is, when you eat your eba soup, take that blood sugar out of the blood and give it to the liver, give it to your cells so that Mr. Franklin will be able to move around. You know, Mrs. Ngozi would be able to go to work, take care of her children, sleep, eat, do etc. Okay. Now, when insulin is unable to take that blood glucose out of the blood and give it to the cells, it's just roaming about in the bloodstream. Okay. Which is not a good thing for you. All right. Now, this insulin resistance, the fact that insulin is trying to put blood glucose into the cells, but the cells are telling you that it's, you know, they are full, the fridge is full, the table is full, everything is maxed out, it begins to cause problems for your health. Okay. And one of these problems is the metabolic syndrome. Okay. Now, if you notice, people who have belly fats, people who are dealing with obesity, they also have heart disease. They also have hypertension. Some of you who are diabetic are also hypertensive. Okay. Some of you who are hypertensive and diabetic would also suffer a stroke later on in life, like my dad did. Okay. And other people would also suffer from things like dementia. So all these things are linked to this insulin resistance, this insulin that is spiraling out of control. Okay. This metabolic syndrome, everything is linked to this blue bar getting higher and higher and higher. All right, okay? And this is also the reason why many of you suffer from frequent hunger and thirst as a diabetic patient, okay? All right, so how are we feeling? Kindly let me know. Are we on track? Are we together? Please let me know in the chat before I go on to false belief number 2, okay? Please let me know. Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's go on to false belief number 2. Now, you may say, okay, Rita, I understand you. Diabetes is a physiological adaptation. You know, I understand everything you're trying to say. My blood sugar is a problem, but my insulin is also a problem. Okay. But even if I wanted to help myself, through natural processes, okay, the only thing I am advised to do is to cut down on many foods that I love. Okay, I am a Nigerian. I love taking meat. I love taking eba. I love my swallow. I love my yam. I love my potato. Okay, but the only thing that I am advised to do is to cut down on these foods. Okay, and I am also advised to buy so many products online that never work for me. I am tired. Things are not working out. Cutting down food is not helping me, okay, to recover. Now, the thing with diabetes is too much sugar in the body, right? Now, if you want to undo it, if you want to reverse it, okay, remember it's not a disease. Your kidneys are working fine. Your liver is okay. Your heart is okay. Everything is, every organ in your body system is working very well. So it's simply a physiological adaptation, okay? So you can undo it. You can undo that adaptation, right? So how do you undo diabetes? The first thing is, if we say that you have too much sugar in your body, the first thing you are supposed to do is to stop putting sugar into the body. okay? And we do that via a ketogenic diet. Now, the other thing that you should do is to burn your sugar out. Burn the stored sugar out, okay? So now that you understand what is going on inside of you, this is simply how you reverse diabetes. If your room is flooding, okay, if let's say the roof is open and it is raining and water is getting into the room and you want to clean up, the first thing that you should do is you can either find a way to make the rain stop falling or you fix your roof. After fixing your roof, you then, get the water out of the room and you are okay. So it's the same with diabetes. If you have too much sugar, first close that roof. Stop putting sugar in. And that's what the ketogenic diet is. But it's not just to stop putting sugar in, okay? You also need to get the stored sugar out of the way. All right, now let us start with the ketogenic diet. You need low carb, low fructose, low glycemic index, as well as high fats. Now, this may be controversial to some of you. I have one of my clients tells me all the time that her doctor tells her not to take high fat food. Now, the thing is, there are 3 macronutrients, okay? 3 macronutrients. You have fats, you have carbohydrates, and you have protein, all right? Now, fat is the best source of fuel for your body. Fat is the best source of energy for your body. It's the cleanest energy you can give to your body. Now, if your body does not see enough fats, the next thing it would look for is making use of its carbohydrates. And that's what many of you feed your body, okay? Carbohydrates. And that's why it is storing so much of it. If you give your body high healthy fats, then it will store fats. Not fats in the way you think about, gaining weight. Dietary fats and you gaining weight are not the same thing. They are not the same thing at all. Actually, it's the reverse. Your carbohydrates are actually what makes you gain weight, not you eating high fast food. Okay, it's a very, very common misconception. Okay, so your fat is the best. In fact, you should return your body back to its original state of using fats and not carbohydrates as a source of energy. Okay. Also, your fat stimulates insulin the least. So when you eat high fat foods, this blue bar here, like I showed us, this blue bar would not go out of control anymore. So your fat stimulates this blue bar the least out of your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fats. Your fat stimulates it the least. And this is a deeper problem that we are trying to solve, with diabetes, okay? So that's why you should eat high fat foods, okay? Now, a high healthy fat, as well as a low carbohydrate diet, will change the way your body stores and uses energy. Instead of making use of glucose, instead of making use of carbohydrates, carbohydrates eventually gets broken down into sugar in your body system, right? I know it's not new to some of you. Carbohydrates, your eba, your yam, your potato, your rice, your bread, everything gets broken down into glucose, otherwise known as sugar, okay? So your body would then, when you switch from high carb to low carb and high fats, your body would then make use of fats instead of sugar, okay? And the benefits of this is that it helps manage your blood glucose. It will switch your energy source back to fat, which is what it's supposed to be. It reduces your chance of that metabolic syndrome, pot belly, from pot belly to diabetes, from diabetes, to obesity, or from obesity to diabetes, from diabetes to hypertension, from hypertension to stroke. You don't have to be robust for you to be obese. Okay, that's another thing you need to know. Some of you are obese without looking fat. Okay, so there are so many misconceptions that we think, are right, but it's really not the case. Okay, so switching to a ketogenic diet would reverse that high insulin. It's one of the ways to help you with that high insulin. So it's not just about cutting down foods. I don't eat eba, I don't eat yam, I don't eat rice. You have to replace those things because you have to eat. Okay, you have to eat. It's just that right now, to undo diabetes, you have to stop putting the sugar in. And that's why many of you don't recover. Because if you are just cutting down on foods, you are aware that these foods, even though they may be bad for you in terms of carbohydrates, they give you some very good nutrients. Okay, they are very good sources of vitamin A, B vitamins, your zinc, very, very good sources. Okay, I remember telling one of my hypertensive patients that he may need to cut down on his red meat consumption. And he told me, but red meat has some benefits, which is very, very true. So if I tell him, okay, cut down on your red meat, what about the nutrients that he's trying to, that he gets from red meat? Okay. And that's the problem some of you are facing right now. It's not just about cutting down. Okay. If you really, really want to do a ketogenic diet, you have to replace those things that you are cutting down on. And there are some key nutrients. You may want to take a screenshot of this slide. There are key nutrients that help you as a diabetic patient. Zinc is one of them, vitamin D. You have your chromium, your potassium, your magnesium, and your B vitamins. These are the most important things that you need to help you as a diabetic patient. Okay? These are the most important. Not saying that other ones are not important, but these are the most important ones. Okay? That you need. So it's not just about cutting down carbs, but you need to increase your healthy fat foods. Okay. Now I know some of you are already thinking, what are some of these healthy fat foods that you are talking about? So let's get into it. This number 10, I have your berries. Okay. So instead of eating snacks, instead of taking soft drink as a snack, you can buy grapes, buy berries, okay, and eat those. All right. Another thing is your leafy vegetables. Okay, so you have your lettuce, your spinach, your ugu leaf, any vegetable that is in leaf form. Okay, that looks like a leaf. Okay, that's what I mean by a leafy vegetable. Now you have your non-starchy vegetables, like your broccoli, your celery, your Brussels sprouts. You have your healthy fats, like your olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil. Okay, not your vegetable oil. Okay, not that vegetable oil. That's actually that's one of the health issues. Okay, because they are very, very high in trans fats, even though advertisements tell you that they are not. Okay, by the time you use that oil, first of all, the production of the oil is not even healthy. Then you use it and you reuse it. Okay, cooking oil is a topic for another day. So I don't want to get into cooking oil today, but you have some healthy cooking oils like your extra virgin oil, your coconut oil, your palm oil, okay, as opposed to your vegetable, your groundnut oil, okay? You have your olives, you have your avocados, you have your walnuts, macadamia nuts, you have your seeds, like your chia seeds, your flax seeds, your pumpkin seeds, you have your eggs, and you have your dairy as well, okay? Please don't remove the yolk from your egg. It's not going to increase your cholesterol, I promise you, okay? That is simply a myth. Okay, if anything, your cholesterol, if I begin to explain why cholesterol is a myth, if I should begin to tell you why we have a very bad view of cholesterol and what we think cholesterol does, sugar is actually doing it, but we are blaming cholesterol for that. If I should begin to dive into cholesterol this night, I would completely go over time. Okay, so I don't want to do that. Definitely we would have more sessions. This is not going to be our last session together. And I will use those times to share, some of these things. Like if you want to know more about your cooking oils, your cholesterol, all these things, I will discuss them later. Or you can simply go through my social media profile. I have so many of these talks already. Okay, so please don't remove the yolk from your egg. Eat your yolks. They are very, very healthy and beneficial to your health. Okay, and you have your meats, your fish, your poultry. Okay, these you should eat in moderate portions. All right, so a low carbohydrate healthy fat diet would turn off that sugar. A low carbohydrate healthy fat diet would close the roof so that we can then sweep the water away, so that we can then mop the water away, right? So that's number one. And it may surprise you to know that this is only 20%. This is only 20% of the thing you need to do. okay, to undo your diabetes, just 20%. And that's why many of you, say that you cut down on so many foods, but you don't ever get better because it's just 20%, okay? The 60 to 80% comes from your intermittent fasting. You need to burn that sugar off. Remember, there is food at home, right? Like you tell your children, there is food at home, okay? There is food stored in your body already. There is so much food that is a problem for you. There is so much food for the next 4 years for you, okay? So now that we have closed the roof, now we need to sweep the water out. We need to burn off that sugar, okay? Now, some of you may think diabetes, or some of you may think that it's so difficult for you to fast, okay? Because diabetes makes you hungry, okay? If I'm telling you that you need to burn the sugar off, an objection that may come up in your mind would be, I can't fast because diabetes makes me very, very hungry, okay? Now, the concept of hunger begins in your mind. We have some common stimuli and some common pairs of hunger, okay? Number one, if you think about it, for the men, when you come back from work, okay, let's assume you live in Lagos and you've had a very stressful day. When you come back from work with the traffic and everything, you expect that, you eat food when you get home, right? You expect food to be available for you. Immediately you walk into your house, you are hungry because that's now a common stimuli. It's so common that your mind has adapted to the fact that each time you come home from work, you eat food, okay? So if for any reason there is no food, you begin to get hungry. Even if your hunger doesn't, even if you just ate, okay, you will start to feel sensations of hunger because that's a common stimuli to hunger. I realized that I used to snack a lot when I work on my laptop and when I'm studying, okay? So at some point, I decided to stop snacking. And I realized that anytime I get to work and I'm like 1 hour, 2 hours in, I will start feeling hungry. Now, working on my laptop is a common stimuli for hunger, okay? Another common stimuli that you may experience is your time. So when you wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock will pass, 9 o'clock will pass, 10 o'clock will pass. Your body will signal you, hey, breakfast time don't pass. What is going on? We are supposed to have food in our stomachs right now, okay? And you begin to feel hungry. So when time is also a common stimuli for hunger, okay? And also you're expecting to eat releases hunger hormones. Let's say you go to a friend's party and you expect to be served jollof rice and chicken and they don't serve you. Because you expected jollof rice and chicken, you feel hungry while you are at that party, okay? Another common stimuli is boredom. And some of you already think that diabetes makes you hungry. So if I suggest to you that you have to fast, you object it by saying diabetes makes you hungry because you already believe it in your mind. Okay, so diabetes for you is actually a common stimuli for hunger. You believe that as a diabetic patient, you're going to be hungry all the time, and so it is for you. Okay, so hunger actually starts in your mind. Okay, it actually starts in your mind, and you have so much food already stored within you to take you around your fasting period. Okay, you would not die. You would not die if you go 24 hours without eating. I promise that you would not die because your body has already produced enough. It's just that you would feel those hunger sensations because when you try it for the first time, your body doesn't know what is going on. Okay, your body is signaling, hey, what's going on? We are supposed to have food, at this point in time. So hunger actually begins in your mind, not because your stomach is empty and not because you don't have any food left in your body system. It's in your mind, actually. Okay. So I want to introduce you to Dr. Jason Fung. He's a diabetologist. And I also want to prove to you that keto, as well as intermittent fasting, is the key to undoing your diabetes. And that fasting takes up 60 to 80% of your results. Okay. So let's look at this testimonial from one of his patients. Elena, 63, was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 3 years before he met her. She also had a history of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, like I've already explained, they kind of come together, By the time you start getting obese, you start having diabetes, then high blood pressure comes, and then stroke would come, liver damage would come. So it was the same for this woman as well. Okay. She experienced the metabolic syndrome, and she also had fatty liver damage. She was taking metformin for diabetes as well as medications to lower her blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Okay. So when Elena started practicing a low carbohydrate, healthy fat diet, and she began to fast for 36 hours, 3 times per week, having long been told to eat small, frequent meals throughout the day, fasting required a new mindset for Elena. Okay. But she was able to adapt, and within 2 weeks, she was able to stop taking her anti-diabetic medications, metformin. And 1 year after practicing this low carbohydrates, fasting regimen, she stopped taking her antihypertensive medications. Okay. At their last meeting, her A1C was 5.2, which is well within the normal range. And with that number, she's no longer considered a diabetic patient. And the blood markers that indicate liver damage have completely normalized, meaning that she no longer suffers from fatty liver issues that caused her to have liver damage in the first place. She also lost some pounds, lost some weight, and she completely reversed her diabetes, okay, her metabolic syndrome. All right, so this is one of the patients of Dr. Jason Fung. Just to prove to you, this is just to show you that this is actually the way, okay? Diabetes is poorly diagnosed, that we don't even know how to get through, how to, move past it. Okay. The only things your doctor may tell you is, take your medications, cut down on carbs. Nobody really tells you about fasting. Nobody really tells you that it's not just about cutting down foods, but you have to eat good fat foods to help you. Okay. All right. So this takes me to false belief number 3. Some of you right now may be feeling like, okay, you cannot help yourself. You understand everything that I'm saying, but you don't know how. Rita, how can I commit to keto? How can I, observe this ketogenic diet? And how can I fast to get results? More so, some of you may say, okay, the list that you gave me for, this list that I shared with you before, some of you may say that this list is not indigenous. Okay, some of you may say that, where are you going to, is this the food that you're going to be eating, henceforth, okay? Will you not miss out on the nutrients, if you don't find these foods? So what then happens? Doesn't mean that, you would not get any of these nutrients I'm trying to talk about, that are key to helping you with your diabetes. And I'll remind you of them again. This is it, okay? Your zinc, your vitamin D, your chromium, your potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins. So if I'm telling you that you need to increase, these foods, and you don't find them because they are not indigenous per se, then does that mean that you would not get, the nutrients that are essential, when you are doing your ketogenic diets? And also, how can you fast effectively, to help you with your diabetes? Okay. So what I have for you now is you need to get a keto and fasting meal plan to help you with that's basically a meal plan to help you with what you should eat and what you should avoid, how you should minimize your carbs, how you should add more protein and fats. Okay. And you use the berries and the nuts I have given you. If you ever want to snack on anything, go to that list and, take a look at the berries and nuts I have given you. I'll use it as snacks. Okay. Now, if you cannot still get in the amount of fats that you need, then you need to now include external factors. And that's where your vitamins, your supplements, your herbal drinks would now come in to help you to bridge that nutritional gap, okay? To help you with your antioxidants, all the things that you may have gotten from your fruits and vegetables. If for one reason or the other you are unable to, that's where your supplements would now come in to make sure that, you have those nutrients available for your body to work well. And also, as you are fasting, okay, you may have nutritional deficiencies. Okay, it's one of the should I call it a side effect of fasting? Okay, having these nutritional deficiencies, and it would lead to you feeling weak and dizzy and feeling fatigued and feeling like you want to vomit. Okay, so when you are okay nutritionally, you then have the power and the energy to then fast. Okay, and also these nutrients that I've already mentioned to you, you practicing keto in a good, healthy way by having a meal plan, okay, would then assist you with your low carb diet, okay? And a fasting meal plan as well that would teach you how you can fast, okay? That would help you, with your keto and fasting, okay? And then you have your multivitamin, your supplements that would help you to bridge your nutritional deficiencies, okay? So you may want to take a screenshot of this slide. This is a fasting meal plan for you. You also have some things that you should eat for breakfast, lunch. Okay. So a 30-hour fast, you eat your eggs, you can eat fish, avocado. Okay. Then for lunch, you can have some chicken, you can have some carrots, you can have some vegetables. Then your dinner, you fast up until your dinner the next day. You have a salad. Okay. Now, this is just an example for you, okay? So if you already have a meal plan, you can then fit your meal plan into the spaces that I have, of food for you, and then you fast on the places where you are supposed to fast, okay? All right. Now, the Journal of Food and Nutrition research has showed that you actually supplementing your astaxanthin, which is an antioxidant, your healthy omega-3 fats, your multivitamins would improve your glucose metabolism. That is, it would help your body process and break down sugar in the right way, as well as reduce your insulin resistance in overweight and obese individuals. Okay? All right, all right, all right. Now, let me ask you a question. I am basically done with the teaching aspect of this class. So if you follow what I shared with you in Secret 1, you understand what you are battling with. You understand your diabetes. You understand how you got here. You also understand how your medications work. You understand how you can undo diabetes, okay? Which leads you to secret number 2. The cure is not really in cutting down all manner of foods, but you have to replace those foods, okay? And the cure is surely not in a product. It's not in a product. The cure to diabetes is not in a product because it's not a disease. It's a physiological adaptation, okay? So the cure is not in a product, but in practicing a healthy diet pattern as well as fasting. First of all, a healthy diet that will provide you with fats, minerals that are necessary to your diabetic state, as well as fasting. Then you follow secret 3. If you don't know what to eat, get yourself an indigenous keto meal plan, okay? As well as a fasting meal plan, like what I've just given to you now for free, this slide, okay? Get yourself a fasting meal plan as well, all right? That would help you, okay? And you can also get vitamins so that for any reason you are unable to eat properly, and also whilst you are fasting, okay, you are covered nutritionally so that you don't start to experience nutritional deficiencies and you can actually reverse your diabetes effectively, okay? So the question I have for you is this: if you follow everything I have shared with you thus far, do you think that you would be successful at reversing your diabetes or managing your diabetes properly? Please let me know using the chat. If you follow everything I have shared with you so far, do you think that you would be successful at managing your diabetes properly, as well as depending less on your medications? So I'm basically asking if you have found this session helpful, okay? And do you believe that if you follow it, you'll be able to get good results? Do you believe that? Okay? Kindly let me know. Okay, Mr. Ita says yes. Mr. Franklin says without a doubt just requires discipline. Okay. Well, I'm glad that, for you to say yes, it means that I have done a good job explaining things to you as well as your new treatment. Okay. All right. Ms. Mustafa says yes. Mr. Ken says yes. Okay. All right. So we are almost done with the session. We have just 34 minutes left together. So another question for you. Do you feel happy with this session? Do you now know, have you unlearned things about your diabetes? Do you now know how your drugs work? Do you now know a better way to go about managing your diabetes? How you can reverse insulin resistance properly? Do you now understand that it's not just about cutting down, but you need to fast too? Okay? You need to fast, and you need to fast. Definitely your fasting would be step by step, but long-term fasting would serve you better, okay, than you just skipping your breakfast or just having one meal a day. Okay. Definitely you have to grow into it. You have to adapt into it the way your body adapted into being a diabetic patient. Okay. You have to adapt to your fasting. But are you excited about everything we have talked about today? Please let me know if I did a good job helping you today unlearn and relearn some things. Okay. And also, do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like this is too much information and, you can't get everything in today? Do you feel overwhelmed? Does anyone feel overwhelmed? Mrs. Ngozi says, yes, I have, which reminded myself that there is food at home. Yes, I'm sure you told your children that there's food at home because my mom definitely rang it in my ears. There's food at home. Now I'm big enough to take care of myself. So, I have to be disciplined too to know that there is food at home. But yes, I'm glad that with that analogy, you can think about it now that, okay, I have enough food stored in my system. Okay. So it's going to be easy for me to fast, as opposed to thinking that, hey, because I have diabetes, then I must eat. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you all for your comments. Okay. Now, it's usually impossible for me to show you everything that you need to get results in a 90 minutes presentation. Okay. Some people may still want me to go into detail. Okay. By actually giving you that indigenous meal plan and by also guiding you on how to fast. And I can see a comment as well. Can you know the right vitamins to take? Can you know the right antioxidants to take? Can you know the right omega-3s to take? Okay. So what I have done is I have created a special package for people who want to move forward, okay, and want to implement basically everything I've said in this session, okay, by practicing a healthy keto and intermittent fasting, okay, and doing those two things, you now believe that it would help you with your diabetes. So is it okay if I spend the remaining 31 minutes we have going over this offer I've created for you to help you achieve your goal? So please let me know if I have your permission to move forward with what I have prepared for you. And if not, then we can end the session right here. Okay. So it's only with your permission that that I move on. Okay. So please let me know using the chat. Okay, I see questions already. How do ulcer patients fast? Most food items on the list are not indigenous foods. Okay. So let's tackle these questions, okay? All right. Thank you for giving me the permission to move forward. So here's what I have for you. The first thing I have for you is your vitamin, okay? To help you with that nutritional deficiency that you may experience from cutting down on carbohydrates as well as when you go on your fast, okay? And I also have for you a 1 month meal plan for Nigerians. I have to write for Nigerians here, okay, so that you don't think it's for foreigners, okay? But not just a meal plan, but an intermittent fasting guide, okay? Because when you want to start fasting, it's not just abstaining from food. Also, what do you do if you feel those hunger feelings. Okay. Some of you may feel like you want to die, you want to pass out. What do you do then? Is it because, you are trying to reverse your diabetes that, you would not now eat? Okay. So what are some tricks that can help you with those hunger times? What are some foods that you can eat that would help you suppress your hunger? Okay. So I have created a 30-day meal plan. That is what you should eat every day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I have also included an intermittent fasting guide for you, okay? And you have your supplements on the other hand, so that if for any reason, okay, you are unable to stick to your meal plan, all right, you don't miss out on anything. You have your vitamins there ready for you to help you with your nutritional deficiencies, and when you are fasting as well, you have your vitamins to help you with your nutritional deficiencies. Also, if you are taking medications, what do you do? Do you fast whilst you're on medications? All these questions, okay? I have included it in your meal plan and your intermittent fasting guide, okay? So with these two things, you'll be able to reverse your diabetes effectively, okay? Effectively. This is the most effective way you can reverse your diabetes, okay? And you would also say goodbye to the side effects of your medications, because good news, as you are fasting, your blood glucose is going to come down, okay? So which means that your medications, how much you depend on medications is going to reduce, okay? And when your medications reduce and your dependence on them reduces, then your side effects will also reduce, okay? And when your side effects of medications reduce, you feel good about your health, okay? And you also spend less on hospital bills. You fall sick less frequently. Your immune system improves. Your body would basically be able to take care of you, okay, as it used to do in the past, okay? Now, you would also be able to get off insulin resistance, okay, and get off the poor health that comes with diabetes and medications of diabetes. And you would also be free from the fear that comes with being a diabetic patient. The fact that, you're afraid that you may get amputated, or that you may suffer a liver disease, or that you may suffer a stroke. Many of you have these fears, okay? So it will help you, bring down those fears, because you would see visibly that your health is improving, okay? All right, so with these two things, the problem of diabetes and its struggles is basically solved for you. So with your meal plan, I have saved you time of thinking what you should eat, how should you eat, how should you structure your meals, when should you fast, when should you break your fast, with your medications, what do you do whilst you are fasting, do you not take your medications? But if I don't take my medications, my blood glucose is going to rise, I don't know what to do, etc, etc, etc. What do I do if I feel like I want to die, I want to pass out because I'm so hungry? Okay, what do you do? So I've saved you all that time thinking about what you should do, okay? And I've also saved you money on trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. I have tried so many products, I have done this and done that, it did not work for me. Now that you have a better understanding of what you should do, and this is the step that you should take, we are going to save money on trial and error. Now that you understand it, you can actually stick to it long term, okay? As opposed to just say, oh, it's not working out. Because you understand what is actually going on in your body, okay? And I hope that is what my session has done for you, to help you really understand what is going on and how you can treat it. So now that you understand, you can save money thinking about, or trying different things, trying different methods, okay? So I help you save money on trial and error as well, okay? Now, let's see how this combo has been able to help some people. Now, this is Dr. Ada, okay? She said she ordered two of the supplements for her patients who had pre-diabetes, accompanied with bad eyesight. And while he was on the first pack, his blood sugar went from 21 to 4. His blurry vision, which was also as a result of high blood sugar, got back to normal. She also placed him on a low-carb diet with intermittent fasting, okay? So with that, it can really help with diabetes. So with the supplements as well as a low-carb diet and intermittent fasting, her patient was able to recover. Okay. Now let's hear from this man as well. Let me increase my volume.
So we got
Okay, so let's play the video again.
okay, sir. Good morning. How are you doing? So we got to notice that since you started taking wellness by Oriflame, that wellness by Oriflame for men, that you have seen a lot of changes on your body system. Can we know the issue that you are passing through before you started taking wellness by Oriflame for men?
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't know about this curriculum wellness pack for men. I didn't know it from other.
Okay. So how did you get to know about the products?
I was sick for some couple of months back. I was in the hospital for like 1 year to 6 months. I'm an amputee. I lost my right limb to diabetic. When I came back from hospital, I don't know how my wife come across the wellness product and had that to help me my immune system, contributing giving me strength to operate as one who is learning on how to use the process that I'm using now. That we shall know. Because she wanted me to go into using the products. She had to register as
A member.
one of the marketers or a vendor. So registered so that to help her
Get the products.
procure the product for me at any time I need it.
Okay.
So she brought it, I began using it. I really saw the better of improvement in my system. It was beside the amputation, I had some other problems. Like I had a problem on my neck and this right arm. I had a spinal problem that affected my neck and my shoulders. It didn't get up the joint, the skin bones on my shoulder, but I couldn't raise the right hand. I was not using it to do anything again. It was a difficult problem for me. It was very difficult for me to
Hold your palms.
hold my palms, form a fist like this. I was not even writing again with my right hand. It was a serious problem for me to sign my signature again with my right hand. But since I began to use the
Wellness pack.
wellness pack, I got some level of relief. And I can now fold my arms. I can hold things and hold it firmly.
Okay.
And now can raise my hand. I also write and can sign my signature.
Wow. Oh.
Because my wife have done the he did a video recording of the dancing step the other day.
Yes.
That she has used to help the Oriflame company in marketing their products. So when they look at it, see an amputated man, a man with a single limb, Standing,
dancing.
I'm dancing.
Okay, you can now dance with your legs.
I dance with my leg, I walk, I move around. I don't even use walking stick again.
Hi.
I drive my vehicle myself. Nobody drives
Wow.
me again.
Yeah, it's true.
I drive my vehicle around. Nobody drives me again.
Okay.
I don't even have any driver attacking me again. So I began to use the product.
Wellness pack for me.
You know, I have this client that has been down with a stroke for some time now, to the point that he lost his speech. I've treated him. He has responded positively to treatment. He can walk, but he can't talk. So I decided to recommend the wellness for men to him, the man who is treating him, to allow us use this supplement. Graciously, the man agreed. So we ordered for the wellness product for men. My dear, even me, I was shocked. 2 weeks into the treatment, the man started talking. He's talking now as I speak. His speech is not clear as it used to be. Then he called my name. He was talking. He was excited that he's getting better. They've already told me that no, this one is finishing. They'll buy another one. This is just the first pack. It's not as if they've even completed it yet. So you see that wellness for men, and that wellness, there's something about it. It is very good. It is very, 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 very good. I love it. Me, I want to buy one for myself. It's not as if I'm sick, but I want to get better.
I can now read my Bible just within 5 days of taking Oriflame Wellness. This is unimaginable. Wow, I'm so grateful to Jehovah for the gift of Oriflame Wellness. I advise everyone, please, if you are currently using glasses, I'm not saying you should throw your glasses away, but all I'm seeing now is like a miracle. With these products that I just started using, now I can read the prints. In fact, they appear bold to me. I can now read my Bible.
Okay. Now, all of these are simply testimonials of people who have used the products before you. Okay. But I want to point out, okay, that this is not a miracle. All right. This is not a miracle. And I do not sell miracle products. And as I have said, your diabetes cannot be taken away by a product. Okay. I want to make it absolutely clear to you. The reason this product would be a benefit to you is that the length that your body cannot go, the product would help you get there, okay? It would simply accelerate your results, okay? And it would give you those multivitamins and minerals that you need to function. Those vitamins and minerals that I mentioned, in the first, I can't start going back to the slides now, but I mentioned things like zinc, vitamin D. The good thing about it is that it puts all those things in just one tablet so that you don't have to start taking zinc supplements here, chromium supplements here, potassium supplements there, magnesium supplements here. You get what I mean, okay? So it just packages everything and gives it to you in just one tablet. That's very good. And another benefit is it's pure, okay? Sourced from pure and natural ingredients, all right? Now, some of the reasons why you take supplements and they don't work for you is because they are synthetic, okay? Especially with the way the country is, okay? So many prices are going very, very high. So in order to keep the prices within that range, what they will do now is to produce synthetic versions of those supplements. Not that those synthetic versions are not effective, but you need to take those synthetic versions 20 times to meet the effect of just one natural and pure one. Okay, so this is like an additional benefit to you. Okay, I believe that it's better for you to get something that would work than for you to get something that is, not up to par. Okay, this is your health we're talking about. All right, so please, this is not a miracle product. Okay, this is not a product that you take and will take all your diabetes away. That's not it at all. This is to simply accelerate your results, okay? And to bridge that nutritional gap, all right, for you, okay? So Ayomide says, I think it's a detoxifier because I felt it remove excess sugar from my body. I feel light and healthy. And Oreoluwa says, the product is the best. My customer who has diabetes got it, and the changes she has been noticing is mind-blowing. I recommend it. Now, I know you may be thinking, how am I sure that this would work for you? Okay, the first thing is you understand the content of the products. Okay, this is simply a multivitamin, providing you with 22 essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs for optimal functioning. All right, that's the first thing. You know what is inside. Okay, you understand how the content of the products would help you as a diabetic patient. Okay, and this is also, it has scientific backup to it because those minerals I mentioned are actually scientifically backed that those are the nutrients that are key to help you as a diabetic patient. Okay, so everything I've mentioned thus far would help you understand how this would work for you. Now, this is Dr. Stan. Some of you may know Dr. Stan. Okay, he's a very popular YouTube doctor. Okay, so he says that the deadliest disease is insulin resistance, and it's true. So many people are insulin resistant, which is a fancy word for pre-diabetes. So many people are insulin resistant today and they don't even know, okay? It kills people 3 times faster than even cancer. Sadly, many people are tied to their medications without realizing that this deadly disease comes from poor eating and lifestyle choices of over 20 years, like I've explained to you. If man can simply learn to eat right and supplement the complete nutrients they are unable to get from food due to things like your seasons, your locations, I don't have time to prepare breakfast, my kids are going to school, I am too old, I can't get ingredients in the market, all these things. If you can simply supplement it all, okay, you can transform your whole life and health. Eating right is the best medicine for all. There would be no need for daily medications for diseases like hypertension and diabetes if man simply learned to eat right for himself. So I've already done my research for you, and you can understand why people don't see results from the products that they get. So it took me a lot of time, effort, and money because I had to make investments to find a good company that produces products naturally and partner with them so that I can help you get access to them easily. All right. So let's talk pricing. What you're going to get, first off, is your 1 month diabetes meal plan and fasting guide that is valued at 16,000. Then you have your 60-day supply of your multivitamin, okay, which is valued at 36,990. And then you have your free delivery nationwide. So free delivery can your delivery fee can be anywhere from 2,700 up to 6,000, okay, depending on where you are in Nigeria. Okay, so if I calculate by the maxed value, which is 6,600, your total value is 59,590. Okay, now I've had 2 choices. I can go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many of these as possible, or I can demand a higher investment from you, okay, with a more personalized guide, consultation calls, free checkups to help you and to make sure that you are getting the best out of your products, okay? So what's it worth to you? Your supplements and your fasting guide together is 59,590, okay? All right, now we have our free gift for staying to the very end of this session, okay? Free gift time. So for your meal plan and your multivitamin, you have, first of all, a free nationwide delivery, which means that I will take care of that 6,600 Naira fee for you, okay? Anywhere you are in Nigeria. All you have to do is simply get your supplements, and you also get a 50% discount on your meal plan, okay? On your meal plan. So that slashes the price. I'm sorry, my internet kicked me off. Okay, you should be able to hear me now, right? Kindly let me know. My internet threw me off. Can you hear me? Can you also see my screen? Are we together? Okay, okay. So I was saying that my free gift to you is a nationwide free delivery, okay, on your supplements, okay? And for your meal plan, I have slashed the price down at a 50% discount. So that reduces the total price from 59 to 44, okay? So this, if I split the two, you have your multivitamin at 36,990. Your multivitamin will last you 60 days, okay? So it's a 2-month investment that you are making for one bottle, okay? And then you have your meal plan, which you can definitely reuse, okay? It's a one-time meal plan, you know, it's a 30-day meal plan, so you don't have to buy it continuously, okay? You can simply repeat the foods, you know, of your 30 days, okay? So I've slashed that down for you from 16 to 8,000. All right, so I know that we have some questions, and one of the questions that we may have is this a drug? The answer is no, okay? This is not a drug, it's simply a supplement, precisely a multivitamin, okay? Does it have any side effects? The answer is no as well, okay? Provided you use it the way I tell you to use it. So definitely I will give you instructions, okay? Can a pregnant or breastfeeding woman take it? That is a supplement I would not recommend, okay? I would advise that you either see a doctor before you use it, or you simply wait until you are done with your pregnancy and breastfeeding stage before you then begin to take your supplements, okay? How long will this last you? It's going to last you 60 days, okay? How long does delivery take? If you are in Lagos, it will take 3 working days to get to you. If you are out of Lagos, it's going to take 5 to 7 working days to get to you. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a pay before delivery. Is it pay on delivery option? Okay. You have to make payments for your products before you get it. Now, when I say this to my new list, they usually tell me, you know, the country is so bad. How can I trust you? Okay. So I want us to go into my WhatsApp now. All right. Let's take a look at a few people who have gotten the supplements from me. So this is my personal WhatsApp chat. I just want to show you that people have gotten these products from me and they got their products. Okay. All right. So we have Mrs. Adetone Olawole. So I'll take you back to our first conversation. She joined the class just like you, okay? And as you can see, good morning, my sister. Thanks for the lecture on how to reverse diabetes. Please, can I have this and your book on how to prevent stroke, the 2001? So you can see the picture, right? This is my YouTube name. You can see the supplements here, the meal plan. So I simply gave her her bill, the stroke ebook, 2,000, the multivitamin, 36,990. I will cover her delivery fee. And then the meal plan at a 50% discount, which is 8,000. So her total, okay, was 46,990. And she made payments for that. All right, then her addresses, I will scroll past that because it's private information. Then on Tuesday, you can see, on Tuesday, she says, thanks, Rita, I appreciate my multivitamin is delivered. God bless, okay? All right, and I told her how to use it, and then we furthered our conversations via text. This was the week we just passed, okay? So this past Tuesday, that was when she received her product. All right, so that's just a little proof for you. You are in safe hands. If you make payments for your products, you will get it. All right? Okay. All right, so please remember you have a free delivery on your multivitamin. You can start with your questions now, okay? You can start asking me your questions now. So you have a free delivery on your multivitamin and a 50% discount on your meal plan. Please, your meal plan is an ebook, okay? It's an ebook, not a physical copy. All right, okay. Now I have an additional free gift for you. An additional free gift. Now, I know we have this football match coming up, right? And it's already 8:30, and so many people are like, Rita, when are you going to close? Let me go and watch the match. Okay, so I have a gift for you, all right? If you shop one multivitamin tonight, okay, please, this would end tonight, so it doesn't continue tomorrow morning, okay? It doesn't continue tomorrow morning. So if you shop one tonight, I would be adding to your order, in addition to your free delivery, you will get a 10,000 naira worth of gifts from me, okay? So this is specifically for the men, all right? You would receive a deodorant and you would receive a perfumed spray as well, okay? Just as a free gift, okay? And it ends this night as well. For the ladies, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to give you, a female deodorant and a female perfume spray, but you can gift it to somebody that you love, okay? You can gift it to your husband, or your brother, anyone, that is close to you that is a male, okay? So this lasts if you shop tonight, okay? That is this additional 10K free gifts. It only comes when you shop tonight, all right? After tonight, it is gone, but your free delivery would remain, okay? And your discount on your meal plan would remain after tonight, okay? So I hope that this is clear, just in the spirit of, we have a football match coming up. We beat South Africa, etc. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Oops. Did I? Okay. I don't know if you can see my, okay. So please bear in mind that even though your free delivery and your discounts, remains after tonight, it doesn't last forever. Okay. So your free delivery would end on the 18th of February, as well as your discount, okay? So you have 1 week to make your buying decisions, all right? So you can choose to make a direct transfer here if you wish to make an order. So these are the prices so that you're not confused. Your multivitamin is 36,990. Your meal plan is 8,000. If you're getting the both of them, then it's 44,990, okay? You can also just get your meal plan only. You can get your multivitamin only, okay? So the choice is yours. And this is my phone number on the screen as well, so that you can reach out to me, or you can just respond to my mails, okay? I read every single email and I get back to them as well if you have a question for me, okay? Also, before I forget, I have a diabetic community, okay? So remember I said that this is not the last time I'm going to speak with you, okay? And I will definitely keep updating you on, different things that you may have issues with. For instance, if your blood sugar is stubborn, what do you do? If you have a stubborn blood glucose, how can you tackle things like liver disease, kidney disease? If you are fasting and you say that your blood sugar is high in the morning, some of you, have you ever wondered why if you check your fasting blood glucose, it's higher than, in the daytime? Okay, so different things like that. I help answer your questions. It's a free community. You don't have to pay to get into the community. Okay, the reason I didn't want to put out the link there is that I realized that sometimes scammers can get in, when I run these advertisements. Okay, so at least now that I don't want to just open up the community to anyone. Okay, if you understand what I mean. So what I'm trying to tell you now is there is a community. Surely you will get my emails, okay? But if you want it faster, if you want to reach me faster, if you want to have access to my content faster, then just send me a message and I would add you to my community, okay? So you can send your proof of payment to my number, which is on the screen. If you want to join the community as well, just send me a message, okay? And I would add you, okay? I didn't want to just open it up to anybody so that we can keep our community safe, all right? Okay. What can one do if you have body itching due to diabetes? Are you sure it's because of diabetes that you have your body itching? Body itching is a very, very rare, should I say, symptom of diabetes. So are you sure that it's diabetes that's actually causing that itching? Abiodun OG. Okay, while I wait for your response, do we have any other questions? Do we understand everything I've said so far? I really hope that it's clear. All right, and if there are no more questions, we are done. So definitely I will put up the replay, okay? So you will get an email from me with the link to the replay either tonight or latest tomorrow morning, all right? Okay. So if there are no more questions, we are done with the session and you can leave, okay? Thank you all so much for joining me live. Okay, I can see your comments now. Abiodun says, my doctor says it's due to diabetes. Okay, well, the first thing you can do is, manage your diabetes effectively, okay? That would help you with the itching, okay? Now, another thing that you can do is you can try to get lotions, okay? That would help you with your diabetes. Sorry, with your itching, not your diabetes, okay? So getting lotions that would help you with your skin itching, okay? Also, you can experience it perhaps due to poor circulation of blood. When you are diabetic, you are prone to microvessel disease because of the high blood glucose, okay? It's very easy for your blood to have, should I say, poor circulation, okay? So like I've said, manage your diabetes more effectively, okay? Depend less on medications and also use some creams, all right, that would help you whilst you are in that stage of, recovering from diabetes effectively, okay? So I hope that the session, gives you a better understanding of how you can, manage your diabetes effectively. And whilst you are on that, try to get some creams that would help you with your itching, okay? And I can understand why itching can be a symptom, but it's pretty a rare one, okay? Majorly due to poor circulation of blood, all right? So I hope that helps you. I hope that your doctor also recommended something to help you with your cream, aside just a medication, okay? To help you with your itching, aside just a medication, okay? All right, Mr. Franklin, you can text me on WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number, okay? If you do make payments and so that I would confirm your payment, okay? Or you simply send me an email, okay? You can treat neuropathy. The first line for neuropathy is your medications. Now, aside that, another thing that will help you with neuropathy is alpha lipolic acid, okay? And another one would be your astaxanthin. That is an antioxidant, okay? So you have alpha lipolic acid and astaxanthin if you're talking of natural means. But the first line of defense would be your medications, okay? Aside that, you have alpha lipolic acid and you have your astaxanthin, okay? All right. All right. You're welcome, Mr. Franklin. Mr. Ken, I have the slide up on how you can make payments. So you can choose to make a transfer. Okay. And you simply send me your proof of payments to my WhatsApp number here on the screen as well. So let me just put my number in the chat just in case. All right. So you can take it down. Okay. All right, Mr. Edwin, I just dropped my number in the chat so that you can reach out to me, okay? All right. Any other question? Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, my internet threw me off. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, my internet threw me off. I was explaining to Mr. Biodun that you can go to your pharmacy and ask them for anti-itching creams. Okay, just go to a nearest pharmacy, okay, and tell them, you ask them for itch relief creams. Okay, if they have anything specifically for a diabetic patient, then they will let you know. Okay. So I just want to say it again, just in case you didn't hear me, but my internet threw me off. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm guessing all this also works for a pre-diabetic patient. Well, if you're pre-diabetic, then it's even better news. Okay, because now you don't have to do so much work as a diabetic patient would. Okay. So yes, it would help you with a pre-diabetic, with pre-diabetes as well. Okay. It would be much better, much faster results for you because you are not a full-blown diabetic patient yet. At least your body has not yet maxed out its capacity, fully. So just a little push and you'll be okay. Okay. How should eggs be eaten? Eggs should be eaten however you want to eat them. However you want to eat your eggs, you eat your eggs. If you want to cook your eggs, if you want to fry your eggs. Now, I'm not a big fan of frying because, like I said, your fry oil is a topic for another day. Okay. And I actually have a video on your cooking and vegetable oils. So you can look through my YouTube and Facebook page. You will definitely find it. Okay. But it's a topic for another day. So frying, I'm not big on that, but you can fry your eggs. Okay. You can fry your eggs. So just make sure that you use as very little oil as possible. Okay. And when you do boil it, please eat your yolks alongside. I am more interested in that yolk that many of you give your children to eat. Okay. So please eat your yolks. It's very, very, very healthy for you. It would not increase your cholesterol. Okay. So you can eat your egg however you want to eat your egg. You can fry, but with little oil. Okay. And I actually recommend that you eat 3 eggs every single day if you can. Okay. Egg is like, this multivitamin now that, I'm selling to you as a supplement. Egg is like that multivitamin. It's like nature's own multivitamin to you. Okay. So I recommend eggs, and your poultry foods as well. Okay. If you say you don't want to eat red meat, you don't want to eat red meat, then your poultry, go for your white meat. Okay. Like your chicken, your turkey, white meat. Okay. All right. So you can eat your eggs however you want to eat your eggs. Okay. All right. Any more questions? All right. And let me just remind you of the additional 10K free gift that comes with your supplements when you order tonight. Okay. So I actually want you to make use of the opportunity. Do you know why? Because then you might fall in love with my deodorants and perfumes. Yes. So it's kind of like, a selling strategy. Yeah. So I want you to take advantage of it. And buy it tonight so that you can have, a sample. Okay. All right. So at least now you can save some money on your next purchase of deodorant and a perfume spray. You can save some money on that. Okay. However amount you usually spend on your deodorant, you can save that, for your next, just save money. I mean, Nigeria is hard already. So anything that makes you save money is good, right? Okay. All right. So any more questions? If not, can I go? Can we end the session? I really, really hope that you benefited from this. And, you know, I hope that this helps you. And I hope that it has answered a lot of your questions. Does diabetes have a cure? How do my medications work? Why am I not recovering from just cutting down carbohydrate foods? You know, things like that. Okay. I really, really hope that it was helpful to you. Okay. And I hope that with the amount of information I've given you, you know what to do, regardless of if you purchase supplements and the meal plan. Okay. That even if you don't purchase it, you know what to do. Okay. You have like, you know, a sort of plan. You just know what to do. Okay. So I hope that the session helps with that as well. Okay. That you just have a better understanding of how you can recover. All right. So any other questions? If not, we are done. We are done. Thank you for joining me live. I really enjoyed today's session.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Stella. Okay, I can unmute everyone now. So maybe if you want to talk to me, you can unmute yourself. Okay. You're welcome, Mrs. Ngozi and Mrs. Mustafa and Mr. or Mrs. Abiodun, Mr. Ken, Mr. Franklin, Mr. Ita. Thank you for joining me live. Okay. All right. So you can go and watch the match now. I don't even know if it has started. I think it's 9 p.m. Right? I think it's 9 p.m. You're welcome, Mr. Edwin. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. With all of the thanks, I take it as we are done. There are no more questions, right? Okay. If there are questions, please just reach out to me via email. Some of you get my emails. I mean, if you didn't get my emails, then you won't be here, right? So just respond back to me, you know, or send me a WhatsApp chat. And remember, we have a community. So if you'd like to be a part of the community, you know, just let me know and I'll add you to the group. Okay. All right. So take care, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Good night.